Hello, my friends whom I love dearly, and cis people. Welcome to the second of 6 videos in the Ultimate Fanfiction tier. I've decided to do 6 videos, which is 2 tiers per video, in order to basically pump them out a bit quicker and save my sanity from having to record 3 or 4 tiers in a video. I just can't do it. It's not gonna happen. So for reference, the last video was about 25 minutes long and it was almost 2,000 words. The script for this video is 5,000 words. Please, Abraham, I am not that man. Second thing, I cannot remember what I said in the first video and I refuse to look back and watch it. No, it doesn't matter. But the giveaway will run until the last video, which is the 6th video. So it's gonna run for a while, so you still have a chance to enter the giveaway. See the first video for more information. I want to talk about something very special to me at the end of this video, but to spare you all a long rant about it, which is cool, and you should stick around. Definitely stick around. It's definitely cool. But yeah, just to save you all from the start of this video, we just jump right into it, okay? So this is the second of 6 videos. Please watch the first video to get the first 2 tiers and continue on from there. And lastly, thank you to my 38 subscribers. And please bear in mind that all of these tiers, most of these fics deal with extremely triggering content. So if you're not up for that, honestly, just skip the whole thing. Although I don't go into graphic detail about what is actually in the fic, I do mention the triggers and the content that is in the fic. So tier 3, Internet Dweller. The first fic in this tier is called Rainbow Factory, and it is a My Little Pony song fic written by author Aurora Dawn in 2011 and based on a song by Wooden Toaster. While it is only 8,000 words long, it has achieved wild popularity and has been translated into 7 languages. That's pretty cool. The fic centers around the premise of 3 characters, Scootaloo, Orion Solstice, and OC Aurora Dawn, failing their flight test and getting sent to the Rainbow facility in the factory, where they are tortured in order to extract spectra, which powers the rainbows in Cloudsdale. Aurora Dawn and co-author BXS posted a 1,600 word coda to the fic that outlines 3 possible endings and also includes some author commentary. The fic has inspired many other works such as Other Fic, an episode of Rainbow Dash Presents, comics, and a YouTube series made with brushable dolls. The next one is Sonic High School. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog High School AU written by Dark Doom Firemaster in 2012. There's really not much to say about this. I'm not sure of the content warnings, but apparently it's just Sonic going to high school. There's really not much to say about it, except that it's considered so bad it's good. And I'm not entirely sure whether it's meant to be a parody, a crack fic, a troll fic, or whatever. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Tattooed on my forehead. So it was a story posted to 4chan by an anonymous user in 2013. It's basically about a 9-year-old boy who prays to Shrek, and then Shrek appears and sodomizes him. Because we really needed that in the world. 2 months later, a variant was uploaded in which a 14-year-old boy performs oral sex on Shrek. There were 2 dramatic readings of this story posted on YouTube in the same day by different channels, and one Redditor captured a pic of graffiti in a library saying Shrek is love, Shrek is life. It's become famous for that catchphrase. Honestly, I was wondering when the quote-unquote bad shit would come into play, and thank goodness I didn't have to wait long. Sonic's Ultimate Harem is a 360 chapter Sonic the Hedgehog fic, also crossover, by author Little Sonic, formerly Little Knuckles, first published in 2013 and finished in 2019. You gotta hand it to the artists with lifelong special interests. Where would we be without you guys? The plot revolves around Sonic traveling to different worlds, meeting different characters, and having sex with them. I mean, that's the dream, right? That's all you want in life. It's a crossover with different games, anime, cartoons, and comics. TV Tropes considers it porn with plot as opposed to the commonly known porn without plot. The Ms. Scribe Saga. Wow. In the mid-noughties, a big-name fan in the Harry Potter fandom, Ms. Scribe was outed as a habitual liar, sock puppeteer, and all-around bastard who loves to cause drama. In 2006, an author by the name of Charlotte Lennox chronicled the entire debacle in a multi-chapter expose that was posted to the Bad Penny... I think I just made my leg bleed. Ew! Oh, that's not good. Bad Penny fan community on LiveJournal. We'll touch on Ms. Scribe a bit later. Sexy Times with Wang Zhan is a 1 million and over word fic in the Untamed fandom written by AO3 user Virtual1979. The fic is notorious not only for its length, because 1 million words is still 1 million words, but also because of the excessive amount of tags it uses. Currently, the site that it's hosted on, Archive of Our Own AO3, doesn't have any rules regarding tag use or misuse. However, it has caused a lot of drama within the community of AO3 users because it has made the site virtually unusable whenever it turns up in the search, because of the excessive length of the wall of tags. AO3 has a tagging system where you can basically put whatever you want. If you have a tag that says something like angst or PWP or home for the holidays or something like that, they will collate it into the category that that tag belongs to. So when you click on angst or fluff or whatever it is, that work will appear in those tags. However, you can also write whatever you want. So if it's like, I stayed up until 3 a.m. powered by Red Bull and prayer, you can put that in the tags. And it's funny, it's fun, people like that. This fic has also spurred debate about necessary changes to AO3 regarding blocking tags, authors, or works. This debate has been going on since at least 2020, but probably longer, let's just say longer, about fans of color wanting to block racist works, tags, or authors, but AO3 has not done anything about it. But because of the amount of complaints that AO3 gets about this fic in particular, they are finally considering implementing something like that. They may have already done it, haven't checked yet. So the author, Virtual1979, said that they don't care about the backlash that they're getting in response to this fic, and that they weren't a part of the fan community before, and they don't consider themselves a part of the fan community now. So I'm linking a Vox article by the inimitable Aya Romano about this fic in particular, and an interview with the author, and it's wonderful. Love you, Aya, if that's how you pronounce your name. Please watch my videos. Call me for an interview. The next one is Mario and Bowser in the Blazes of Love. From what I can find, this fic is written by Comicsnicks on fanfiction.net and was published in 2018. It's a typical crack fic that aims to be the worst thing ever written and possibly succeeds. I will now read you one of the lines. I see you in hell, you whore! And Mario's cock explodes inside Bowser's boobies in a blazing inferno, burning flesh and bone, destroying titties and nerves, and damaging all Bowser's organs like a crying, pooping panther. It was turned into a dramatic reading by YouTuber JT Sexkick in 2019 in a video entitled I Got a New Mic Reading Gross Mario Erotica, which received almost 300,000 views. Cool. Maybe if I release my own interpretation of this. Actually, you know what? I was thinking about this. I want to do something, but then I thought, wait, if I get like 100 followers, I might do it for my 100 followers thing. Yeah, let's do it. If I get 100 followers, I will do a dramatic reading of the Perfume Genius article in which Misha Collins leaks in Walmart as an homage to the fact that he is now investing in NFTs. Ashes of the Past is a 2 million word Pokemon fanfic written by fanfiction.net and spacebattles.com user Saffroneth, started in 2011 and last updated in 2021. Based on the Pokemon anime, it follows Ash Ketchum. It follows Ash Ketchum. Why is that so hard to say? As he time travels like a time traveling Peggy Sue in order to save the world. Again, as far as I can tell, it's famous for its length, its popularity, and the fact that it's been posting for 10 years. Although I'm not sure if it's still a work in progress. You know, if you know about it, please tell me in the comments. Dirty Laundry is a Voltron fic posted by author Gibbs Slythe in 2016. It's notorious because of the allegations that were leveled at the author for being racist and ableist. In short, they wrote Lance as being Mexican American. Before the show, Voltron confirmed him to be Cuban American, and it included the main pair, Keith and Lance, dancing to the Daddy Yankee song Gasolina, which many fans thought was like so stereotypical that it was actually racist. And the author also included an autistic character behaving autistically, again in a way that many thought was so stereotypical it was ableist. The sentiment was that the author was writing from an external perspective as a white neurotypical person and didn't do enough research. Amongst the barrage of hate, the author said she would no longer upload weekly and would instead upload the rest of the fic in one go. When it did update, instead of the fic, it was the entirety of the B-movie script. Eventually it was deleted from AO3, although like most of these fics, it can be found elsewhere. Sonichu comic is a comic of the character Sonic the Hedgehog, written by the infamous Christine Weston Chandler, first posted in 2004 and continuing into 2019. So before we go any further, I have to say that Christine is a trans woman. Her pronouns are she, her, as far as I'm aware. If you misgender her and use he, him pronouns, I will block you. You will not be able to view my content, and you will not be able to post comments on my videos. Purposefully misgendering her is a hate crime. Okay, it's okay if you didn't know, but now you fucking know. If you do it on purpose to piss me off or to make fun of her or whatever, like, you are an actual piece of shit and you don't deserve my respect. So according to sonichu.com, a masterpiece of fuck shittery that I unfortunately skimmed to the detriment of my brain cells, Sonichu is Chris Chan's official life work, magnum opus, and largest contribution to society and culture. Sonichu comic is most famous for its badly drawn art style, terrible writing, and author insert character. It follows the character Sonichu, who is a monstrous hybrid of the characters Sonic and Pikachu. The next fic is called Another Empty Bottle, but without more context, I didn't know to what Lofaglu was referring. Now on to the bad ones. Milk. It's just called Milk. Okay, it's also referred to as the Milk fic. It's a Panic at the Disco RPF written by Drusilla Way, aka Swell Shake It Up, in 2011. It's a 3.5 thousand word PWP in which Panic at the Disco singer Brendan Urie gives lead guitarist Ryan Ross a milk enema. Honestly, I thought it would be worse. It's fine. Who cares? While it is considered shock fic, it honestly seems pretty tame compared to things like cartoon ponies dismembering each other. So honestly, you tell me what's worse. A milk enema, like bros helping bros out, or dismemberment. The author eventually locked the fic on LiveJournal because of the amount of times it has been plagiarized, often satirically. Why do God's strongest soldiers face the worst battles? Both Brendan Urie and My Chemical Romance front person Gerard Way have said that they've read the fic, which is completely unsurprising. We love to see it. The next one is Blood Rose. It is a 200,000 word Ruby, spelled RWBY, dark fic, angst fic, whatever, written by fanfiction.net user Rapey Lemons and started in 2013. I'm really sorry, my brain fog is getting to be so bad I might just have to read off my notes. I apologize for that. It involves the titular character Ruby as a cannibal rapist who attacks and eats some of Velvet Scarlatina's organs. According to the Ruby subreddit, it's very well written, which makes people keep reading it despite its triggering content. So I've added my own here, and as usual, when I add my own, from here on out, I'm just going to shove them in anywhere. But I wasn't sure exactly where to put these because they're all pretty well known in their respective fandoms, but probably not as well known, if at all, outside of those fandoms. And some of them peaked years ago, so the popularity has died down. The first one is the amazing, magnanimous, beautiful, wonderful, credible Down to Agincourt, or Agincourt, I think it's called. I don't know. I've always pronounced it Agincourt. You know what? Agincourt. Agincourt. Let's call it Agincourt. Sounds more regal, more joie de vivre. So Down to Agincourt is a supernatural series written by AO3 user Separus and started around 2014. So far there are 4 parts that total over 1 million words, and it is still being updated, though the last update was in 2020. It follows on from the events of the season 5 episode The End, in which Dean goes forward in time to the end of the world. The fic follows Dean and Cass as they survive the apocalypse, lead a group of traumatized civilians at Camp Chautauqua, and fall in love. It's famous in the supernatural fandom for its beautiful prose, references to myriad topics ranging from, what I understand, complex mathematics to ancient civilizations, and the interesting array of OCs and side characters who make up the camp. I think I mentioned this in the first video, but it possibly has more OCs than it does canon characters. Amazing. The next one is called Not Easily Conquered, and it's a 3-part Captain America series written by Drop Dead Dream and What Are Fears. Started in 2004 after the release of Captain America The Winter Soldier. It's finished now. It's a canon divergent fic that follows Steve Rogers throughout the 20th century, including events such as the Vietnam War, 9/11, and the Cold War, with cameos from other Avengers and historical figures. It's most famous for the 13 letters, which is also the name of the second part, that are love letters that Bucky writes to Steve during the war but never gives him. It's considered essential reading in the fandom. No Homo is a Teen Wolf fanfic, started in 2014 and finished in 2018. The author has orphaned the fic on AO3, so I can't tell you their handle. It's a college AU where Styles and Derek enter into fuck buddy style relationship that starts with Styles posting to Craigslist that he wants to jerk off with another guy. Strictly platonically. No homo. It was big at the time, but I'm not sure if it's had a resurgence. I kind of had to look a bit to find it. Steve Rogers at 100, celebrating Captain America on film, is another essential reading. It's a Captain America fic by 6 different authors, including 11 Inches, Hello Taylor, M. Lee, Nina, Saint Sideways, and Tiger Milk. It's a multimedia fic comprised of different accounts of Steve's life, some fictional and some biographical. It's most known for the fictional French language film Enfant de la Patrie, in which Sebastian Stan and Chris Evans star as Bucky and Steve, who are stationed in World War II in France and fall in love over the course of the film. God, I'd love to see it. Love to see it. It's a really fun read if you're into tongue-in-cheek meta commentary. 4-letter word for intercourse is a 200,000 word supernatural college AU written by Bending Signpost, first published in 2018 and finished in 2019. It features Dean Winchester in human life as a new college student who befriends a professor named Cass during their study sessions. On the low, Dean is also paying an exorbitant amount of money to talk to a mysterious guy called Jimmy on a sex hotline. It's most famous for its wide range of kinks and the fact that most of the sex between Dean and Cass is done over the phone without seeing or touching each other. Bending Signpost, my beloved. So the tropes for this tier are crack fic. So that I've talked about this. It's fic that is intentionally silly, stupid, funny, mean, weird. It usually involves ridiculous pairings. Gary Stew is basically the male equivalent of a Mary Sue. WAF, I did not know what this means. I have never heard this term in my life. Apparently it means warm and fuzzy feeling, but in every circle I've ever been in, we just call it fluff. If you call it WAF and you're in a fandom that calls it WAF, please shout out the fandom because I love learning about this stuff, clearly. I've also added my own, which is 5 times fic, and it follows the formula of 5 times this thing happened and 1 time this thing happened. So it's like 5 times that Gus offended Mike and 1 time that Mike kissed Gus on the face. Sorry, I'm not sorry. For the creators or the communities in this tier, JT Sex Kick, we talked about him before. He is a YouTuber who is famous for the How is Pregnant form and Curse of the Weggy Board videos, which combined have over 60 million views, 30 million of which are from me. JT Sex Kick also posts dramatic readings of fanfiction. Ms. Scribe, honestly, any summary that I could do would not do her justice. I'll link the fanlore page in the description and you can read about her. She's pretty much the creep shit fart of the Harry Potter community. OG style, really. I've also added my own, which is Princess Hamlet, who is an author in the Supernatural fandom, or was an author in the Supernatural fandom in around 2020 to 2021. They were ratioed so hard they quit the fandom and deleted their Tumblr account. They wrote this fic, apologies for not remembering the title, where Dean and Sam were mixed race Latin. Princess Hamlet is not Latin, and while they consulted various fans in their circle while writing their fic, they still employed racist and discriminatory tropes, which led to them being cancelled, a terrible apology, and a lot of people being hurt by their words and actions. For the other category, we have Quotev, which according to fanlore is a for-profit quiz site marketed to teens. Fans can write and post their own quizzes and stories at Quotev. Does for-profit mean that people can get paid to write quizzes and stories? Because bitch, I'll take it. I'll write the worst fanfic you have ever read. I'll write worse than Mario and Bowsette in the Blaze of Love. I'll write a Mario and Bowsette in the Blazes of Love fic, but with the AU of Sonichu. There we go. I'll write that. That's what I'll write, if it means getting paid by Quotev. Gotta get paid for my writings somehow. The next one is Undertale AUs. Undertale is a 2D RPF by Toby Fox, released in 2015, about a kid who falls into an underworld. It's chaotic as fuck, apparently. I assume Undertale AUs refer to other fandoms setting their stories in the Undertale universe. Although I've never read an Undertale AU, and until I met my wife last year, I didn't know what Undertale was. DeviantArt is a site where people can post their fan content, primarily art and comics. Fanlore wiki, according to the site fanlore.org, it is a wiki about fan works and fan communities that anyone can edit. It has almost 60,000 articles. Citrus scale or lemon is an extremely old school term which basically gauges the sexual content of a fic. So if it's a lemon, it just means it has explicitly sexual content. It was used before I joined fandom in 2010 and pretty much died out around that time anyway, so no one uses it anymore as far as I'm aware. By the way, is anyone excited for what Belle Delphine has going on? Like, apparently she's doing a BDSM video, like she has a sex dungeon and everything. I think that's cool. Trope tier list. I think this is just a tiered list of tropes, although I don't know why someone would do that unless it was like, here are my favorite fics from all these tropes. Okay, I've never seen that before. I'm not sure about this one. AI written fanfics is just artificial intelligence, computers, etc. writing fanfiction. Kink meme is an event where creators would come together, usually anonymously, to post and fill prompts with the specific intent of fulfilling a sexual kink. The A/B/O or ABO trope was started on the J2 kink meme. Know your history. Copyright issues. Legally, no one is allowed to create something from someone else's copyrighted intellectual property, which is one of the reasons sites dedicated to fan content keep getting shut down. AO3 has a whole legal department dedicated to keeping the site up and running, who are working on a volunteer basis, so go the fuck easy on them. There was also this thing going around on Tumblr where when they introduced their Post Plus subscription, whatever the hell it is, they encouraged people to write and monetize their fanfic, but in no way protected people from inevitably getting sued if they did post their fanfic. So I really hope no one does, and I think the Post Plus is still there on my Tumblr, but I think it's died out and it's not actually usable. Don't know. Fanfiction used as a bad month. I assume this is bad mouth, but I also don't know what that means. So, My Immortal, the web series, is a web series about My Immortal. It's on myimmortalseries.com. It ran from 2013 to 2014. There were 2 seasons, a comic book and fan art. It was created by Brian McClellan, directed and written by him as well, with 2 episodes written by Kate McClellan. It stars Justine Cargo as Enemy Darkness Way. The one I added was The Way I Think One Direction Fucks. Basically, in 2012, a Tumblr user wrote a series of Tumblr posts detailing the way they think One Direction fucks. Horniness ensued. Tier 4. Worldwide Weirdo. So all the fics on this tier are apparently bad ones. Let's start off with a banger. Catechism, which is a 100,000 Harry Potter canon adjacent fic written by fanfiction.net user Dreamfall in 2014. 2004. The premise is that the Dursleys teach Harry to hate magic and himself. It's listed as one of the most disturbing Harry Potter fics, and rightly so because it starts off with a rape scene. Red Apple Massacre is actually called Sweet Apple Massacre and was a My Little Pony fic written by fanfiction.net user Big Macintosh 2111 in 2011. The plot is that the character Big Macintosh kidnaps the ponies Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo and rapes, tortures, and dismembers them. It violated the fanfiction.net terms of service, so it was removed and then reposted on other sites. According to the fic review, why can I say? According to the fic review blog Harp Seal 2, I've never heard of this, it successfully overturned Cupcakes in the worst fanfic section. In the following year, the fic garnered a Facebook page, a TV Tropes page, and a dramatic reading by YouTuber Mike the Microphone Zero. Dipper goes to Taco Bell. This is a Gravity Falls fanfic written in about 2019. Unfortunately, I can't find the author of this masterpiece. It centers around the character Dipper going to Taco Bell, getting diarrhea, getting turned on by his own shit, masturbating, cutting his dick off, possibly accidentally, and dying of blood loss. His sister Mabel finds his corpse, has sex with it, and then is murdered by a Taco Bell employee who turns their bodies into tacos. This fic was memed to hell on Tumblr, DeviantArt, and YouTube, and Tumblr user Drawing Guitarist remixed the Gravity Falls theme song with the pop Das Racist electro hip hop song combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Oh, that's where it came from. It was also taken down from fanfiction.net for violating their terms of service. Someone should read this out at the Super Bowl halftime show instead of the national anthem, is my opinion, actually. Tails Gets Trolled is a canon divergent webcomic based on the Sonic games, originally written by a creator named Laserbot with suggestions from his brother Embergram from 2011. It's still going, and Laserbot is still doing most of the writing along with his brother Shin Shomo. From 2011 to a hiatus in 2019, Laserbot drew all the art, but Tails Gets Trolled now includes fan artists who wanted the story to continue to help out. The summary is thus: when a fox named Tails is suddenly trolled by two individuals from a nation of real-life internet trolls, it initiates a chain of events leading to an all-out war between several opposing factions, influencing the lives of hundreds of characters. The Tails Gets Trolled saga chronicles the profound human drama resulting from these events, while at the same time providing an in-depth examination of the themes contained therein, including morality, vengeance, camaraderie, betrayal, romance, dark magic, drug use, and more. According to the website, it contains subject matter which could be potentially traumatizing, including but not limited to bullying, offensive language, graphic violence, sexual content, substance abuse, religion, suicide, and sexual assault. Religion! That's so funny. There is a graphic on the official website talesgetstrolled.org which lists a bunch of reviews from readers. I'll read you my favorites. Damn, I haven't fapped this hard in a while. It's just Homestuck but better. God, I want Trolling King to pound me. Literally, where would we be without the dedicated fans? Nowhere at all. One in the chamber. I found 3 different options for this, all on fanfiction.net. The first is a Gorillaz RPF written by Dieter Ginsberg. It stars Noodle and 2D sexing it up. It has 10 chapters and 13,000 words. It was published in 2011. The summary is: late one night, Noodle sneaks over to 2D's room wearing, well, not much. What follows is pretty much exactly what you'd expect. 2D/Noodle told from 2D's perspective, rated M for sex. The second is a Ruby/Enter the Gungeon crossover written by M1NHTRE37. If you want me to understand what you're saying, you need to stop speaking in leet speak. It is 2022. That I will shame you over. It's 2 chapters, 4,000 words, and published in 2019. Summary: the past has been erased. The future has been averted. The Gungeon has been eradicated. Or so we thought. And the third is a My Hero Academia fic written by Little Drummer Boy. It's 2 chapters, 13,000 words, and it's an AU written in 2021. What made a hero? The flashy costume, the iconic catchphrase, the quirk? Or was the hero simply someone who was willing to put them at risk to save another life? No matter the profession, Midoriya Izuku, I'm sorry, my brain is just not working. Izuku across the multiverse always personifies this singular trait. This will be a collection of unrelated one-shots. AU, non-hero Izuku. I literally do not know why any of these are here, so if anyone has read them and knows like why they're famous, please put it in the comments. Fallout Equestria. We got there, babes. We got there. Shout out to Philly Shay in the comments of my last video. This one's for you. Fallout Equestria is a 620,000 word Fallout and My Little Pony crossover by author K-Cat. Sorry, I'm just getting comfortable. The entire thing was written between April and December of 2011, possibly making it the longest piece of fanfiction completed within the shortest amount of time. I have no statistics to back that up. I'm just guessing because of how long it usually takes to write a fic, especially a fic longer than 100,000 words. I have not done it. I wrote 80,000 words in like 3 or 4 months, maybe. People say it's a crossover, but it's actually an AU because according to the fandom wiki, it has only superficial ties to the Fallout universe via borrowed concepts and inspired by technology. If it doesn't include the characters from Fallout, it's an AU, not a crossover. Get it right. The summary on fanfiction reads, what is fanfiction? I guess I'm gonna find out. What is fanfiction? The summary on fanfiction reads, Fallout with ponies. Set in an alternate future, one pony must learn to survive in a blasted poison land, and possibly, with the aid of friends made along the way, bring new light into the darkness of post-apocalyptic Equestria. It has been adapted into a print edition, an unofficial ebook, an official radio play, an audiobook, which is available as a series of YouTube videos, and an animated comic. Side note, if you upload it to AO3, people can just download it as an ebook then and there using the download button. And they can get it in a range of formats, including PDF, EPUB, and whatever the Kindle one is. Harry Potter and the Portrait of what looked like a pile of ash. If you like Harry Potter, that's your business, but please stop making me read anything about it. In fact, I will actually not be posting any more about Harry Potter on this, so if I come across a Harry Potter fic, too bad, I'm just not going to talk about it. Do your own fucking research on Harry Potter fics. Sonic in the Search of Love. No. Sonic in the Search for Love. Search of Love. Which one? English majors? Fellow English majors, can you help me out? Is it supposed to be for love or of love? It's Search for Love or Search of Love. I couldn't find the original source text, who wrote it, or when it was written. Actually, I just thought that maybe the comment section might be taken up by so many English majors just like killing each other. I couldn't find the original source text, who wrote it, or when it was written, or really anything about it except the horribly written Tropopedia blurb. Get your shit together. Why don't you care about the things on your site? Have respect for the pieces of literature that you are butchering. All I could find was that it's about Sonic having a lot of sex in a place called Pounce Town. It was also compiled into a series that's written, voice acted, animated, and turned into a musical. PSG Season 2. So searching on DuckDuckGo led me to a site called tapas.io. And I love Tapas. Some of these sites that I found are like incomprehensible and impossible to navigate. So I couldn't find much on this. Honestly, fic doesn't scare me that much, but sometimes I come across a website that I am like, I do not want to touch ever again. They're so confrontational, like calm down. I think it's a webcomic about something called Panty and Stocking. That's all I could find. Alternate Cupcakes Ending. I mentioned this fic in tier 2. It's a My Little Pony fic. I couldn't find anything from the original authors, but there have been plenty of fan-made endings to the fic, including YouTube videos. New Feelings. This refers to either the My Little Pony fic, the Yundir Simulator fic, or the Steve Universe fic. Did I say Steve Universe? Is it Steven Universe? It's Steven Universe, right? At this point, Luffaglue is going to have to tell me which one they mean, because I just don't know. I just don't know. Putting the fandom for fics that are less known or fics with generic titles would be helpful. I Am Groot. I'm pretty sure this refers to the 2014 Guardians of the Galaxy fic written by Sherlock Smith, which is the top fic on AO3. The summary is extremely not safe for work fic told from the perspective of Groot. It is 1.3 thousand words, has almost 4,000 comments, over 120,000 kudos, and almost 1 million hits. Think of hits, comments, and kudos as akin to views, comments, and thumbs up on YouTube, except that there are only 2 million registered users and 5 million fics on AO3, so getting to 1 million hits is wild and chaotic, and should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. The entire fic is just "I am Groot" written out over and over again in different formats. Absolute legend. Sherlock Smith, don't care about the name, you have my respect. 9 months to work it out is an Ace Attorney fic written by LiveJournal user Mitsu Jutsu in 2008. It's written on LiveJournal, so there aren't specific sections for rating, word count, hits, pairings, or summary like there is on fanfiction.net and AO3, so I'm not sure of the specifics. It's a kink meme fill focusing on the pairing Phoenix/Miles. I'm thinking that the main draw is that the kink is double M-preg, which I have never heard of, and honestly I'm delighted to know about it. I don't know exactly what double M-preg is without reading the story, and I just don't have the time to do that, but I assume it means both men get pregnant, possibly at the same time. The tropes and kinks for this tier include coffee shop AU, which I think should be in a previous tier considering it's like one of the most popular AUs of all time. It's basically an AU where characters either work in a coffee shop or frequent a coffee shop. It's like when the friends go to New York Perk? Cuppa New York? New Perk Central? Perks. I'm struggling so bad. Guro refers to the kink eroguro, which means erotic grotesque. It involves things like cannibalism, gore, blood, amputation, that kind of fun, delicious stuff. Farting with 2 T's, I assume this means what we all think it means. I wish I could find the Steve Bucky fan art that this reminds me of, but alas, it is lost to the ages. Lowly Shota age regression. Okay, so age regression refers to a coping mechanism that victims of trauma can engage in and is not sexual, so it shouldn't be here. Please do not confuse sexual trauma for sexual expression. That's how we get shit like people saying, you can cure a lesbian who has been raped by a man. I don't know what Lola or Shota refer to, but they could be different names for DDLG, which stands for Daddy Dom Little Girl, which is based around... I'm just gonna stop. Creators, Jason Diaz. I think this refers to an actor who plays Levitt on the 100, but I couldn't find anything about him with regards to fandom, except for fandoms his characters are in. I don't know, maybe he's like Misha Collins and really loves feeding us with his delicious fan service. Sans Fangirls refers to fans of the character Sans from Undertale. Apparently they are cringe, but fangirls built the communities that you're a part of, okay? They buy the merch, they write the fic, they buy tickets to the cons, they keep your games, shows, whatever going, and they are the backbone of society, so show them some fucking respect. Snape Wives, fans of Snape from Harry Potter, see my previous point. Hoodoo Hoodlum Revenge is a YouTuber who gained popularity for his creepypasta discussions, rankings, and readings. I think I subscribed to him. Currently, his channel has just over 300,000 subscribers and over 49 million views. God, I wish that were me. I added my own, which is the AO3 user Red Hook, who is famous for both their anonymity and their 2 Steve Bucky works on AO3 that have amassed almost 50,000 hits, 4.5 thousand kudos, and almost 500 comments, which is really good for an anonymous user who has written less than 30,000 words. In the other category, we had Gacha Life. Don't know what that is. Weird tags on AO3. Yeah, I think I talked about that. Reading fanfiction about me videos. Celebrities reading fanfiction about themselves. Super Hulock. So this refers to the phenomenon that was a fandom centered around the 3 TV shows Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. I can't think of any like other combinations that are that famous or actually any fandom combinations like that. But if you know some, like, I don't know, Sans, Undertale, whatever, with something else, or I guess Fallout Equestria with My Little Pony, that could be one of them. But this was like a fandom wide thing. It wasn't just one fic, it was like huge. 3 fandoms crammed into one. As I've seen over the past couple of years being in the Supernatural fandom again, we love to combine other franchises, often using the format setting like something natural, like Good Place Natural or Buffy Natural or something like that. Okay, so the note that I want to end on is that fanfiction has always had this rep as something that silly little women with their silly little fantasies indulge in to escape their boring lives. But, and this is just my opinion, I think most of the fic on the tiers that I've done so far is written by men, especially the quote-unquote bad stuff, aka the crack fic and the fics that are universally loved. Okay, so the thing I wanted to talk about, the project that I'm working on at the moment is called Junk, and it's a novella series, not unlike sort of structured kind of like a TV series in the vein of Supernatural, obviously, because I love Supernatural, but also incorporating elements from other media that I really like. So it's not fan fiction, like it's an original story, but it's just like got inspiration from a lot of things. Like Supernatural definitely had a lot of inspiration from Buffy and the X-Files. Like the synopsis is, Juju Bado and Axel Grace know junk. Artifacts, amulets, curse bags, weapons, any junk that has a magical aura is their business. They find it, sell it, and make some quick cash. And that model works for them until the auction at the Whitaker Mansion, until item number 401. I'm gonna link my Patreon in the description where you can find this. On Patreon it's all for free. I do have a tier where you can subscribe if you want to support me financially. That would be amazing. I would really love that. And I'm really appreciative of everyone who does support me financially. Honestly, I don't forget you. But you can also follow my Tumblr where I post basically the same thing. So you can follow me on Tumblr if you want to get the updates, or you can follow me on Patreon if you want to get the updates, but also want to support me financially. That's pretty much the only difference. I try and post 3 times a week on Patreon with specifically with this story in mind. And then if I post more, it'll be something else. But I also post chapters every week on Wednesday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So Wednesday night would be, for me, would be Wednesday morning for the other side of the world. I'm basically posting this as I write, so it's not edited professionally. It's not edited by anyone, really. I'm just working off, you know, the knowledge that I've accrued through writing 3 books in 2020. That was great. That was an interesting time. Check out Junk. It's really fun. It's really has a lot of heavy shit in it, which I post the content warnings about in every post. If you sat through this video and then said, yeah, I've read most of that fic, you'll have no problem with Junk whatsoever. Read it at your own discretion, but if you want to read it and leave a comment, I would love that. That would be great. Thank you. Bye. Love you.